So I want to talk about the Sky Striker cards because what they provide is a sense of security, right? Because you ensure that your speeder resolves, right? Because Ego Booster is essentially another Call by the Grave. The little versatility that Engage provides is quite neat because it gives you a non-tuner, which pairs perfectly well with Certa Synchron speeder, right? And sometimes you need to ensure that your speeder resolves, right? That's the whole intent of the deck. Having tuners to try to synchron to more things, but you can be quite vulnerable there. You can use junk converter, you can use doppel. That's just it. You need to ensure that the speeder resolves, right? That's basically the whole intent of the deck. So that's why this is quite useful. Where prioritizing its effect to resolve is makes you think like, okay, well, why is it so important for it to resolve, right? Like why? Like why do I want this to resolve so badly? Is what it's gonna give me that important? You know, because at the moment, without including or implementing any other garnets apart from the key cards that you need to fulfill, and to give the deck consistency to fulfill this guy, it can be quite underwhelming because you take out all the garnets, all the things that higher the ceiling of what the combo can fulfill. And that's the frustrating part. Because, let's say, for example, right? You resolve this. You get this, you get your synchrons, right? Without implementing any garnets, anything else like Black Garden and like Riving Light, like without considering those, because that will aid inconsistencies, and that's what you want to stay away from, right? So keeping it simple and low, and keeping it more simplistic. What can this do, right? Like what can this do? So there's a few things depending on the extra deck, but the way I've constructed the extra deck, this is what it can do for you. This guy will start as Illuminate, right? Illuminate will activate your trail, your Chaos Ruler. In this particular build, this is quite important as well, because what you hit off of it is will determine whether you can keep extending or not. Which is most often than not, you're gonna want to hit a doppel or a clock row, right? Because that's how you extend further and establish the board you want to establish. So, for example, right, this will be your go-to thing. Right? You just go into this, and then that makes your hot red, right? And then you tribute this guy for the one engrave because you had one engrave, and then you trigger this, right? And right here you can choose to whether go a dragster or an omega, right? That's basically depending on the matchup. You pick it, but that's as far as it goes. You either make this or this. Okay, that's what this fulfills just by resolving a speeder, like a guaranteed. No ifs or buts. You don't need no garnets. You don't need no black guard. Nothing. This is all you need. You can end on this and either one of these, and that's the frustrating part because I know if all I gotta do is implement these 5 cards, the combo changes drastically, right? Let me show you what I mean. So for example, right, let me show you exactly what I mean. So let's say you do this, right? You go effect, search your junk synchron, okay? Your junk synchron activates. After the junk synchron, bring back this, okay? And then you're gonna go into speeder, and then your speeder will trigger, your converter will trigger, summoning back junk synchron, okay? And this is where it differs. Now instead of searching Illuminate, you search Arriving Light, and then you activate Arriving Light, stacking your converging wheels, right? And then you go into, you don't use the effect because you're gonna end up milling the Wolf's Dragon, and that's something you do not want to happen. Okay, so you trigger effect, draw a card. Since you drew it you trigger its effect. Since you control a level 8 dragon synchro, you can special summon a level 1 dragon. You're gonna use the effect, discard, right? You're gonna add the baby dragon, either or a level 2. It doesn't matter. You just need to get to a level 11. Okay, so 8, 2, that's 10 plus 1 is 11, right? and that's gonna give us the new. Right, so already guaranteed Omni, just by implementing those already. Special this banish doesn't really matter. Just banish the dark. Banish, you can banish Brotor if you wanted to, because it doesn't really have any purpose after that, because you've already fulfilled its purpose. Okay, and then this, right, and then your black dragon will trigger. Your white dragon will trigger add your black. Okay, then you're gonna go special summon, banishing the white. This and this turns into your dragster. Okay, and then you're gonna use Chaos Dragon, banish your light, right? Special summon. And then you're gonna go synchro summon, just get banished into your abyss. See? That's the frustrating part, because I know if I add those cards, it changes the combo drastically. Like, this is guaranteed. All you have to do is resolve speeder. This is guaranteed. But implementing these, I know the inconsistencies will occur, because I don't like round one. You're gonna be thinking about, don't draw Wolf Dragon, don't draw Brotor, don't draw the baby dragons early, because you do not want to draw those. You want to search those, and it's like, I do not want to be in a situation. But it's like, since we're prioritizing speeder that much, should we? You know, that's the question. Should we? Because look at this. Stand my face. Returns to the graveyard. It'll set up your OTK, right? Because since you're playing this, you had to cut Satellite Warrior. You can't play Satellite Warrior and him, because there's no room. There's just literally no room. So you don't have the Satellite Warrior play anymore. But it's gonna revive itself and just put on the pressure. But that's where we're at. Like, implementing the Skystruck cards led me to that. Like, why do I want to resolve speeder that badly? You know? But just once again, open discussion. I just want to like, just put it out there, have you guys talk about it as well, because it's just thinking of, why, like, should we just risk it and go all in and be like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just do it, because look what it does. Look, just adding those 5 cards. These cards just change the deck entirely. Not the deck entirely, but well, yeah, entirely, and the combo sequence. That's it. These 5. All it takes is these 5. You don't gotta play Black Garden. You don't gotta play any other garnets, any unnecessary cards that's more of a win more, because like this would be considered a win more, but like it's all within the combo. It's just simply by resolving speeder. I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave it there, just because this is the struggle. I'm like, what do I do? I want you know, because the other route means that this is much more crucial that you hit the doppel, because if you hit doppel, then everything's fine, because then you start sequencing off, and you don't have to be worrying about milling this or drawing it this early. Like you just, this is completely eliminated. All you have is cards that promote speeder, and cards like droplets, twisters, and just Caligo to be able to just end on the board, which is typically normally this. Like you end on this, right? You end on that crystal wing. Like you can still fulfill, but it just requires a bit more. You know, like you drawing more cards on top of it. Like this is what the board is intended to look like, right? This, but that's assuming that you hit something off the ruler, which is ideally the apple. But no, man, what the heck? That's me. Hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching.